Florida Tech Women's Lacrosse is on the air tonight from Florida Tech Panther Stadium on the campus of Palm Bay Magnet High School. It is Florida Tech Women's Lacrosse as the Panthers take on their rivals over on the west coast of Florida, the Tampa Spartans. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. J.C. Myers with you on the Panther website, which is FloridaTechSports.com. This is a big game for both teams. Tampa comes in with a record of 8-2. They're 1-1 in the Sunshine State Conference. They lost to Rollins 21-16, but they bounced back and beat Florida Southern 16-14. They are the 10th ranked team nationally in the latest poll. And Florida Tech 5-5, 0-1 in the Sunshine State Conference. All the teams are separated by just one game in the standings. So really a big game, particularly for Florida Tech, as they try and pick up their first conference win of the year. As far as the starters for Tampa, starting in goal is going to be Bridget Sutter. At attack, we've got Carly Vaccaro, along with Rachel Crawford, Maggie Gladden, and Kristen Staley. At the midfield spot, we've got Caroline Forrester, along with Claire Swanson and Allie Poplar. And on defense, Abby Cogagna, along with J.C. Sterrett, Alexis Cadillo, and Danny Waters. And for the Florida Tech Panthers, at attack, Leah Dunn, along with Alexis Townsend. Also at attack, we've got Aaliyah Felstad. At the midfield spot, Molly Kaplan, along with Lexi Woviotis, Sam Sciano, Kaylee O'Brien, and Jenna Katrina. And on defense for the Panthers, we've got Brittany Embry, along with Madison Olvinas and Olivia Going. Of course, for the Panthers, Mackenzie Rafferty in her first year as a Florida Tech head coach. And for Tampa, the only head coach they have ever known, Kelly Gallagher, in her sixth year. So this is a sixth-year program against a fifth-year program. So Tampa's got one more year of overall experience as far as a program, but this should be a pretty good matchup. Florida Tech has won the previous 5 encounters. We'll go over that a little bit later on. In fact, they met twice last year, once in the regular season, once in the postseason, and Florida Tech won both. All right, we're underway from Florida Tech Panther Stadium, and Tampa wins the draw. So again, the Spartans in road black with red numbers, and Florida Tech, they're going with the gray jerseys tonight and the crimson numbers on the back. There's a pass, there's a shot, goes wide. And, of course, I forgot Chloe Zador starting in goal for Florida Tech. So it's Zador against Sutter in the net tonight for these two teams. Ball goes to Forrester, now back behind the net. Goes over the side to Vaccaro. Over to Swanson. And not a good pass. It's going to go out of bounds. That should be Florida Tech ball. And it is. Kind of a simple pass, but the player missed it, so the Panthers will have their first possession. Well, still plenty of light out here. The lights are on, but still some sunshine gracing the field. Kind of 7:05 Eastern start, so we'll probably have some more light for at least 45 more minutes. So here come the Panthers. With it is Embry. She surrenders it to Dunn. Dunn circling behind the net. Comes out on top to Sciano. Sciano looking to penetrate. Weaves her way in. Drops the ball. But Florida Tech picks it up. Loose in front. Sciano with a shot and a save by Bridget Sutter. Sutter, by the way, the current Sunshine State Conference Defensive Player of the Week. Had 19 saves. Allowed 18 goals in 2 games against Young Harris and Florida Southern. So she's a good one. All right, here come the Spartans on their second possession. Ball goes to the far side. Goes back behind the net. There's a pass, there's a shot, and there's a goal. And looks like that was Claire Swanson on the goal, and Tampa is off to a 1-0 lead. Goal comes at 27:36 to go in the first half. For Swanson, that'll be her 27th goal of the year. She is second on the team behind Carly Vaccaro. We'll pick up the assist here in a moment. So we got the draw. Tampa won the first draw. Let's see who wins this. It's Woviotis against Poplar, and Florida Tech wins this one. So the draw controls are one each. Here come the Panthers looking for the equalizer. With it, Shiano spinning around. Drops it back to Woviotis. She picks it up. Again, Woviotis from Stonington, Connecticut. So the announcement of the goal against Swanson scoring it. Crawford did pick up an assist. So again, 1-0 for Tampa as we're just 3 minutes into this first half. Again, in women's lacrosse, the halves are pretty long, 2 30-minute halves. Outside with it, Woviotis looking to penetrate, shut off nicely. Trying to get it inside. Panther players rotating around, but good interior defense here by the Spartans. It goes inside. It's Shiano with it. Outside O'Brien trying to make a move in. There's a pass inside. There's a shot and a save by Sutter. That was Kaplan on the shot, and what a save by Sutter. That was a bullet shot from about 5 yards out. So Sutter looking very sharp in the early going. She is from Evergreen, Colorado, All Sunshine State Conference first team last year. And here come the Spartans. With it is Swanson. She was an All Sunshine State Conference second team member in 2018. Pass is dropped, and Florida Tech picks it up. It's Chloe Zador in goal for the Panthers. Zador, 554 minutes in goal. She's allowed 105 goals. She has 61 saves on the year. She gets the outlet to Olvinas. Now it comes up to midfield to Going. Going trying to get around Vaccaro. Vaccaro slackening off a little bit. Comes outside to Woviotis. Trying to feed it inside. A bounce pass cannot be picked up, but it gets picked up by Sutter in the Tampa goal. Sutter had 8 saves in the 24-7 win over Young Harris. That was Tampa's last game. That was this past Saturday, so they've had some time off. Again, Florida Tech, they've actually been off a little more than 2 weeks. Their last game was against Alabama Huntsville back on March 19th. They lost that one 12-6. And there's a goal for Tampa. So the Spartans now up 2-0. So they've scored 2 goals about 3 minutes apart. So we'll have the draw at midfield. Again, Florida Tech would like to continue their perfect record against Tampa. All right, Forrester gets the goal, her 26th of the year. And Vaccaro gets the assist. Her 6th of the year. And the ball picked up in front of Sutter by Tampa. And now Sutter has the ball. Outlet pass goes to Coccagna. Interesting name. Coccagna. Coccagna. I'll have to say that slower. Goes left side. Vaccaro. Some say Vaccaro, but evidently the pronunciation is Vaccaro. Going, defending. Inside, there's a shot and a goal. I heard a whistle. And the goal does count as Tampa is celebrating, and it's now 3-0. So 24:08 to go. So the last two goals have been just 36 seconds apart. So another draw at midfield. All right, Lauren McNeil gets the goal, her 6th of the year. And Staley gets the assist. And Tampa wins the draw. And Florida Tech kind of back on their heels right now, trying to regroup from a 3-0 deficit. Defending is Embry. Comes out on top to 33. That's Maggie Gladden. Behind the net is Waters. Out on top to McNeil. So Tampa kind of going to their slow-down offense, spreading the field. Back out on top, McNeil trying to work her way in. Shut off. Goes left side. Now Tampa with the ball behind the net. It's hard to pick up those Tampa numbers. Red on black is never a good combination for an announcer. Comes back to Vaccaro. There's a shot, a save, and a rebound and a goal. So Zador stopped the initial shot, but the ball came loose, and Tampa put it right in, and it's now 4-0. 22:37 to go in the first half. So another draw at midfield. All right, Maggie Gladden off the rebound. Gets the unassisted goal. And for Gladden, that's her 23rd of the year. So Tampa now has 180 goals as a team. They've given up 111. They've got some pretty good balanced scoring among their leading goal scorers. And here come the Spartans again. So the Spartans have won every face-off but one so far. Goes to the left side to Swanson. Goes over the left side to Crawford. Now back out on top. Comes to McNeil. So the Spartans being very patient with their passing. Swanson with it. Out on top, Gladden, who just scored. There's a pass. There's a shot. It's loose. Rebound picked up. Spartans will reset their offense. Kosubinski with it. Now to Vaccaro. Goes back behind the net. Got 21:10 to go in the first half. It's been all Tampa so far. I think Florida Tech's only really had 3 possessions. Tampa's had the rest. And loose ball. The Panthers pick it up. That's going with it. trying to spin away from Kosubinski. Now it comes back to Embry. Far side with it is Katrina. Long pass to Olvinas, has to pick up the bouncing ball, does so, across the midfield line. Olvinas, the freshman out of Tampa, went to George Steinbrenner High School. Olvinas being defended by Bell. Circles around the net. Panthers have had a couple of good shots on Sutter, but she's made two pretty good saves. Out on top, Schiano. Over to Felstad. Now to Woviotis. Over the side. It's Townsend. Ball drop. Panthers pick it up. Schiano trying to work her way in. Splits the double team. Goes in. And she shoots and scores. As usual, Sammy Schiano just has a way of kind of creating her own way of scoring. And she weaved through the Tampa defense and gets Florida Tech on the board. It is now 4-1. So for Schiano, her 29th goal of the year, she leads the Panthers in that category. And it'll be an unassisted goal with 19:40 to go. So Tampa up 4-1. Still plenty of time to go. 19:40 remaining in the first half. So once again, the draw at midfield. That looks like Woviotis again for the Panthers. Tampa's used about 4 or 5 different players for draw controls this year. We'll see who's in there. Now Tampa wins another one. That was 25 Allie Poplar who won that draw. Ball goes out of bounds, and Florida Tech will have it. Again, keep in mind the women's game, there's a 90-second shot clock. Again, 90 seconds really should be more than enough time for either team to get a shot on goal. Again, Tampa with the lead. Really, the shot clock becomes their ally. For Florida Tech, they have to move a little quicker. But again, we're only in the first half. And here come the Panthers. That's Kaplan. Went about 30 yards up the field. Now she halts about 30 yards from the goal. Goes back behind the net. Out on top, Schiano. Now with it is O'Brien. Back to Schiano. Trying to work her way in, Townsend. Now Townsend goes behind the net. That's her usual spot. Schiano in her usual spot. Out on top, rushes in. There's a shot and a goal, and Schiano does it again. So Schiano scores the first 2 Florida Tech goals, her 29th and 30th. And they come about a minute and a half apart. And she has given the Panthers a spark. Not sure how many times that has happened in her career. It's happened really quite a bit. And it's now 4-2. So Tampa scored the first 4 goals. Florida Tech has come back with 2 and back to a closer game, 4-2 in favor of Tampa. So once again, the draw. Again, Woviotis is in there, and that looks like Poplar again. Poplar is senior out of Colorado Springs. In fact, Tampa's got 4 players out of Colorado, so they recruit all over the country. In fact, they only have 4 players out of Florida. They have 11 out of Maryland, and then 4 out of Colorado. And Tampa once again wins the draw. And I think they've won all but 1. So let's see. Florida Tech really needs a shutdown after coming back with 2 goals. Spartans with it. With it is Poplar. Comes back out on top. Over to Vaccaro. Now back outside, it's Poplar. Out on top, Kosubinski. Vaccaro drops it back. Kosubinski has it. Player weaving her way in. There's a shot, or that might have been a pass. Goes over the head of the Spartans, but they're close to the ball, so they'll retain it. There's a pass out in front. There's a save by Zador. Good save by her. One of the Tampa players right in on the doorstep. So the Panthers have it. Bringing it up is Embry. Embry, the senior out of Orlando, went to Lake Nona High. Gives it up to Leah Dunn. Goes back behind the net. That's Townsend in her usual spot. Comes out on top. Woviotis. She'll drop it back to Shiano. Over to Felstad. I just haven't seen Felstad that much with that sidewinder shot. I mean, she really had it going last year. I haven't seen as much of it this year. Here's Shiano. Drops it back. That's O'Brien. There's a pass. Ball dropped. And Tampa picks it up. Ball knocked away. Almost a caused turnover. It goes out of bounds. And let's see. Florida Tech's going to have it. And there's a shot to the head. That should be a penalty. I don't know if the official got a good look at that. That is definitely a foul. And the Panthers will keep it. 15:47 to go in the first half. Tampa 4, Florida Tech 2. Again, J.C. Meyerowitz with you, Florida Tech Panther Stadium, Palm Bay Magnet High. As the season is very slowly but surely coming to a close. Again, Florida Tech at 0-1 coming into this game in the conference. 5-5 overall. Tampa 8-2 and 1-1 in conference. Again, the first place team and the last place team are only separated by 1 game. So the teams are really bunched up, and every game is critical. Again, in women's lacrosse, you only play each opponent once rather than twice like it is in other sports. All right, Panther turnover, and here come the Spartans. Bringing it up is Poplar. She loses it, but it's regained by Gladden. Gladden running up the far side. 65 seconds to shoot. Again, that shot clock is robust. Plenty of time to shoot. So you can still go into a little bit of a stall with that 90-second clock. There's a shot and a goal. And I think that was Forrester. It was a single-digit number. We'll double check. It was number 6. Okay, that is Caroline Forrester. That's her second of the game, her 27th of the year, and Tampa gets one back. They lead it 5-2. We'll check on the assist. All right, Vaccaro will get an assist. So for Vaccaro, that's her second assist, and for Forrester, her second goal. So 5-2 in favor of Tampa. We got 14:41 to go in this first half. And here comes the draw again. Interesting thing this time, Woviotis lines up side by side with Poplar. You know, sometimes they're facing each other, sometimes they're side by side. Again, the result is the ball gets flipped up in the air, and then you try and grab it. Unlike the men's game where you go down low and try and get the ball. And something illegal went on, and, well, they're going to give it to Tampa. So the Spartans, again, winning the draws tonight. Poplar with it. Getting hacked at by Townsend. Pass goes to the far side. Now goes back behind the net. With it is Gladden. Out on top, Forrester. Over to Swanson. So Tampa moving the ball around very well. Pretty conservative, but find the open person on the side, on the back, and out on top. Again, you got set plays in lacrosse where you try and get that cutter to rotate toward the net and feed a quick pass. Florida Tech, pretty good interior defense here. Forrester trying to work her way in. She's already looking for the hat trick. Goes side of the net to Swanson. Katrina defending. There's a pass, and Florida Tech picks it up. So we go the other way. And bringing it up is Madison Olvinas. I'll tell you, who says you don't have to be in shape in women's lacrosse? That was a long run by Olvinas. Now she kind of slows up a little bit. Feeds a pass over to the side. Townsend looking for a cutter inside. Spins. And she'll drop it back to Shiano. 12:45 to go in the first half. Florida Tech down 5-2 against Shiano, has scored both of the Panther goals. Now the sun is just about set. Off to the west. Another very pleasant evening. A little bit of a breeze blowing at about 10 miles per hour. But a very pleasant evening on this April 3rd. Shiano moving around, looking for an opening. We're looking for a cutter inside. Works her way in, but she's shut off. Lobs a pass inside, but it's loose and picked up by the Spartans. Pass to midfield. Goes to Vaccaro. A couple of 11s chasing each other. That's Embry chasing Vaccaro. Vaccaro goes in. She shoots. And she scores. Balled in quickly going to the net. It kind of trickled in, but it got past Zador. And Tampa gets the 2 goals back that they just surrendered to Florida Tech, and they're up 6-2. So it's Vaccaro unassisted, her 35th of the year. She's the team's leading scorer, gets her first of the game. So Vaccaro having quite a night so far. 1 goal and 2 assists. Forrester has a couple of goals. Again, Shiano's got both of the goals for the Panthers. So Tampa's restored their 4-goal lead. It is now 6-2. Once again, it'll be Woviotis on the draw. And it looks like that's Poplar again. And the draw, and Woviotis wins it. Nicely done. Caught her own draw. She runs it up on the far side. Pass to Dunn. Dunn charging in. Inside pass. There's a shot and a deflection, and it goes behind the net. Florida Tech keeps it. That was Christina Morani right on the doorstep of Sutter, but it got deflected over the net. So Morani in for the first time tonight. Comes back out on top to Shiano. Shiano working her way in. Gets a shot off, gets belted. Goes to the ground, and she is writhing in pain on the ground, but she is getting up. So no penalty called. That was definitely a foul. This will be an 8-meter shot. First one of the evening for Florida Tech, and Shiano already looking for the hat trick. Clock stopped, 11:08 to go in the first half. So Schiano trying to cut this lead into half. There's a shot and a goal. So it's Tampa 6 and Schiano 3. So Schiano gets her third of the evening, or 31st of the year off the free position shot. 11:05 to go in the first half. Again, Schiano, the senior out of Perry Hall, Maryland, she will definitely be missed at the end of the year. What a career she's had for Florida Tech. Again, she doesn't really specialize in any one area. She does a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Cause turnovers, ground balls, assists, goals, physical. I mean, she will go down as one of the best players so far in the 5-year history of this program, up there with Modica and Grenier from years past, and Stephanie Stewart from last year, the Panther goalie. There's a shot, as that was Woviotis taking it coast to coast, and it'll be Tampa ball. So 10:50 to go, and Florida Tech showing a little bit of life, but they are down 6-3. Again, the Panthers have won all 5 meetings in the series history. Again, Tampa started their program in 2014, Florida Tech in 2015. And again, last year was the only year that they met twice, once in the regular season, once in the postseason. Closest game in the series was a 9-6 Florida Tech win. Otherwise, Florida Tech's pretty much had the handle on things in this series, but Tampa certainly showing that they want to try and change that tonight. 68 seconds to shoot. With it is Crawford. Goes back behind the net. Now back on top, it's Kosubinski. Now back behind the net again. Tampa really good passing tonight. Spreading the field. Quick passes. There's a shot and a goal. And Tampa scores again. That might have been Kosubinski, number 5. It was? Okay. So Kosubinski gets on the score sheet for the first time tonight. It'll be unassisted with 9:57 to go in the half. And Kosubinski scores her 12th of the year. She had 26 goals last year. Again, you look at Tampa's scoring. Vaccaro came in with 34 goals. You have Swanson 26, Forrester 25, Gladden 22. So, I mean, they have 4 players with 20 or more goals, really spreading the wealth. Florida Tech has 3 players with 20 or more goals. Schiano actually now up to 31, Kaplan 24, Leah Dunn 26. So Tampa, they've had 3 different times tonight where they've led by 4, and they lead by 4 again, 7-3, with 9:42 to go in the first half. Well, again, the sun is set, and the lights are really starting to take a full impact right now at about 7:35 Eastern. Of course, the days are getting a little bit longer as we head on early April, and May will be here before we know it. Done with it. Goes back behind the net. That's Felstad. Goes over the far side. And there's a shot goes wide, out of bounds. Let's see if Florida Tech can get to it. And Florida Tech will have it. Quickly get it back into play. Woviotis weaving around. Trying to work her way in. Triple teamed. Spinning through. Looking like a human being trying to get out of a beehive. Here's Dunn. Dunn behind the net. Now it comes outside. Comes back over to Woviota. She's probably a little bit tired after all that quick running around. Back behind the net. There's a pass, knocked down, and Tampa will pick it up, and we go the other way. Now Florida Tech trying to cause the turnover, which they do. Comes outside to Dunn. Down to 7:38 to go in this first half. Tampa 7, Florida Tech 3. Out on top, it's Dunn. Dunn to Hadley Slutsky, who's checked in. Outside Woviotis. Goes far side. Now back behind the net. That's Dunn. Trying to get out in front. Good shut down by the Tampa defense. Dunn still with it. Gives to Felstad. Let's get that sidewinder going. There it is. And it goes wide. That's what I like to see. I don't think any goalie likes to see it. But that one went wide. Panthers still have behind the net out in front. There's a shot. And Tampa has it. So we go the other way. 6:18 to go in the first half. Again, Tampa leading it 7-3. Spartans trying to get it up over the midfield line. Pass up ahead to Swanson. Now to McNeil. To Vaccaro. And ball loose and picked up by Zador in the Panther goal. Ball knocked away. Florida Tech under some pressure trying to clear it. And ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Tampa ball. Good pressure by the Spartans. Florida Tech having trouble getting it out of their own end. So, again, Tampa's had 3 different 4-goal leads. Florida Tech would certainly like to keep it right there and try and get closer. Certainly time possession has gone Tampa's way tonight. There's a shot and a save by Zador. So, Chloe coming up with an important one there. And she ventures out of her net. No pressure by the Tampa defense. And here come the Panthers with 4:55 to go in the first half. Panthers slow it up. With it is Schiano. And she has all 3 of the Panther goals. There's a pass inside, and there's a shot and a goal. I want to say that was 19. Number 9. Oh, well, at least I got one digit right. Okay, that's Townsend with a goal. So Townsend gets number 16 unassisted. 4:24 to go in the first half. So it's back to a 3-goal deficit. Tampa 7 and Florida Tech 4. So someone other than Schiano scores for the Panthers. Well, Townsend last year had 24 goals. She's on a pretty good pace to at least match that from last year. Again, she's 8 goals behind last year's production. All right, once again, the draw at midfield. Again, Tampa has pretty much dominated this. Goes up in the air, and Schiano gets it. So good job by Woviotis to get it to Schiano so she could pick it up. Comes to Dunn. Over to Felstad. Back behind the net, Townsend. Back to Felstad, out on top. Dunn. Over the far side. Comes back out on top. Now over to Dunn. Dunn circling around the net, looking for a cutter. Still with it. 32 seconds to shoot. There's a pass, there's a shot, and there's a save. And here comes Tampa. They have some good numbers, 3-on-3. Up ahead, Vaccaro trying to split a couple players. There's a shot, but it goes wide of Zador. Tampa will keep it. They have 70 to shoot. So Florida Tech on that last possession, they were able to get it down to like 20 seconds, but just not able to get a good shot. Comes back out on top. With it is Kosubinski. She now gets it back. Or actually, that might be Forrester. Well, it's one of the two. It's either 5 or 6. Number 12 with it, that's Swanson. Gives to Vaccaro. Pass inside. Actually, a pass goes past the net out of bounds, and Florida Tech will have it. 2:10 to go in the first half. Tampa leading it 7-4. Now we got 2 minutes to go, so Florida Tech would like to hold on to this ball for a while, maybe use the clock and try and get a little bit closer. But ball thrown away. Here come the Spartans the other way. With it is Waters. Now it goes back behind the net. Out on top. .55 seconds to shoot. With is Poplar. Out on top of Forrester. .40 seconds to shoot. Exactly 1 minute to go in the first half. There's a pass, there's a shot, there's a save by Zador, kicks it about 20 yards up the field, and Florida Tech picks up the loose ball. With it is going, goes back behind the net. Panthers have 35 seconds to try and get it up the field and see if they can get a couple of good shots on goal. Embry is fouled, and she goes down. Oh, we got the yellow card out. So Florida Tech will be a woman up for the next 28.2 seconds. So for the rest of the entire half, unless it's a 1 minute one, that could carry over to the second half. See if we get a... Okay, J.C. Sterrett, Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, her hometown. So Sterrett with the penalty, down to 15 seconds. There's a shot that goes wide. Clock continues to run. Florida Tech has to hurry here while Tampa has the ball. So that'll do it for the first half. And Florida Tech, again, they fell behind by as much as 4. They do get it to within 3. It is 7-4 Tampa at the halftime mark. Well, I'll tell you, we didn't have any coaches' timeouts during that first half. So let's catch up with our sponsors, the Platinum Panthers. Include the Broken Barrel Tavern, also Florida Today, the Hometown News, also Maverick Multimedia. Also our thanks to Mercedes-Benz Porsche Audi, and also SCB Media Group. So again, just looking back on this series, again, Panthers and the Spartans played twice last year. Panthers won 22-13 during the regular season, and they won 20-8 in the first round of the Sunshine State Conference tournament. 2 years ago, the Panthers won 19-13. 2016 was the closest encounter. Florida Tech won that one. That was a defensive battle, 9-6. In 2015, Florida Tech won 20-10. So that's a quick recap of the games over the years. So, again, Tampa, a year older program in their 6th year. Florida Tech in their 5th year. So, again, the Panthers have won every game of the series. So far, Tampa is showing they want to change that as they lead at 7-4 at the halftime mark. And the latest national poll. This is no surprise. Lemoyne, who won the national championship last year. In fact, they beat Florida Southern in the championship game. Again, Lemoyne is the other school across town in Syracuse. Of course, you got the Syracuse Orange, and then you got Lemoyne, the Division II school across town. So Lemoyne, number 1 in the country. You got Rollins at 2. Delphi, they've won like 3 national championships in the last 5 years. They're 3rd, so they're always going to be in the mix. Going down to the poll, Tampa is 6. Florida Southern is 8. Mercy College, number 15. Again, I grew up about a 15-minute drive from Mercy College, so good to see them in the rankings. Then you got St. Leo at number 21. So the Sunshine State Conference is well represented. Florida Tech was in the poll, but again, they lost to Alabama Huntsville, and that knocked them out of the top 25. So you got Rollins 2nd, Tampa 6th, Florida Southern 8th, and St. Leo 21st. Now, how important is this game to both teams, particularly Florida Tech? Well, again, you only play each other once in women's lacrosse, so you don't have much time to recover. A 3-way tie for first. Rollins, St. Leo, and Tampa are all 1-0. Florida Southern, they're the only team to play 2 conference games. They're 1-1. Oh, thank you, sir. And then Embry-Riddle, Palm Beach Atlantic, and Florida Tech are both they're both 0-1. So, again, the last place team is only 1 game behind the first place team. And in this case, that applies to Florida Tech. Again, if they can come from behind and win this, they will tie Tampa in the standings. And not only that, they would get the nod in head-to-head if the 2 teams are tied at the end of the year in any capacity. The Panthers would win the tiebreaker. So this is really a huge game for the Panthers. It's a home game. You like to take care of your home cooking. And, again, they're trying to move up in the standings because, again, you got 3 teams tied for first. And Florida Tech, they've already lost to Florida Southern. That was on the road. Now they're trying to beat Tampa here at home. Well, ahead on the Panthers' schedule, it doesn't get any easier. I mentioned Rollins, the number 2 team in the country. And who do you think the Panthers play next? They play the Rollins College Tars, and it'll be up in Winter Park, and it'll be this coming Saturday. So that'll be another big game for Florida Tech. Next home game is going to be April 10th, and that'll be 1 week from tonight against Palm Beach Atlantic. So the Panthers, they have 2 more road games, 2 more home games, and then the Sunshine State Conference Tournament coming up at the end of the month on April the 26th. As far as Tampa, again, they're coming off a win over Young Harris, 24-7. Now they're going to play Rollins right after Florida Tech plays Rollins. So the Panthers play Rollins Saturday, and then Tampa's going to have a week off after tonight. They're going to go up to Winter Park, play Rollins a week from tonight. So the congestion in the standings is soon to be untangled as everybody kind of plays each other. Right now it's really pretty wide open for all 7 teams in women's lacrosse. And again, the Sunshine State Conference in women's lacrosse, it's not a full conference. I mean, we hope maybe someday Eckerd and Barry will get teams along with Nova. So those are the three teams that, or the three schools that do not have women's lacrosse yet. So we'll just have to see how things. Go. And in fact, and I'm leaving out one team. Lynn. They have a really good men's team. They do not have a women's program. So actually, it's Lynn, Eckerd, Barry, and Nova who do not have women's lacrosse. So it's a 17 women's lacrosse conference. I'll tell you what, we're going to take about a 2-minute break. I do have the halftime stats. I'm just going to rest my voice for a couple of minutes. Again, the halftime score is Tampa 7 and Florida Tech 4. I'm J.C. Meyerholtz. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with the halftime stats. This is FloridaTechSports.com's coverage of Florida Tech Panther women's lacrosse. All right, folks, welcome back to Florida Tech Panther Stadium. Again, we're at Palm Bay Magnet High. I mean, absolutely a beautiful facility. Sometimes you forget this is actually a high school field. I mean, Palm Bay High School, one of the great high schools in Brevard County. And, I mean, this field looks like a college field. And actually, for Florida Tech football, it is a college field. But just a beautiful facility, great turf. Beautiful weather tonight. Florida Tech not in terrible shape, but they do trail 7-4 at the halftime mark. In fact, let's check out the weather. 73 and mostly cloudy is the official weather forecast. All right, for Tampa, only multiple goal scorers, Caroline Forrester. She has 2. Otherwise, Vaccaro, McNeil, Gladden, Kosubinski, and Swanson have one goal apiece. One multiple assist person, Staley has 2. Crawford, McNeil, and Vaccaro have 1. So, big game for Forrester. She has 2 goals. Vaccaro's got a goal and an assist. McNeil's got a goal and an assist. So those are the multi-point people. And for Florida Tech, the scoring's been pretty simple. Sam Sciano scored the first 3 goals, so she has the hat trick. Alexis Townsend chipped in with a goal. There's been 1 assist. That was by Leah Dunn. Total shots really not too far off from each team. Tampa with 15, Florida Tech with 12. Ground balls are pretty even. Tampa 11, Florida Tech 10. Draw controls a little closer than what I thought. Tampa with 7, Florida Tech with 5. The clears, pretty good by both teams. Tampa 80%, 8 out of 10. Florida Tech just a little over 70%, 7 out of 9. Florida Tech did have 1 extra man opportunity. They were 0 for 1 on that. Panthers with 1 free position shot, and they capitalized on it. That was Shiano. So really, neither team. In fact, this is really strange. Usually you have a good number of free position shots so far. In this game, just 1, and it was by Florida Tech, and they capitalized on it. Sutter in goal for Tampa has 7 saves. Zador for Florida Tech has 4. Fouls are 4-1, Tampa with a 4, and turnovers, Florida Tech has 1 more. They have 9, Tampa with 8. So here we go with the second half. And again, Tampa won 7 of the 12 draws in the first half. So again, the Panthers, they don't want to fall too far behind. Again, they're already down by 3. And Florida Tech wins the first draw of this second half. Goes over to Dunn. Inside, spinning. That was Townsend, and looks like she got fouled, and this looks like it'll be just the second free position shot for the Panthers. So 8-meter shot here by Townsend, who already has a goal tonight. Sutter getting ready in goal for the Spartans. Sutter came out a little bit to the top of the arc of the goal circle. Now she goes back into goal. Townsend shoots, and a save by Sutter. So Townsend tried to go low, and Sutter guessed right and got the save. Sutter trying to get away from a Panther pursuer. Gets the clear up to just over midfield, and here come the Spartans. Ball goes over the far side. Again, Tampa with the ball. Again, really hard to see those numbers. Again, red numbers on black, never any good. That's Swanson. Goes back behind the net. Now back out on top. Spartans trying to penetrate. Florida Tech shutting them off pretty well. Lob pass out in front. I believe that's Forrester. Player slips. Shot got into offense. Zador with the save. Zador with the outlet pass. And here come the Panthers running it up. Let's see, it goes to Townsend. You can always tell Townsend with the white headband. That definitely does help. Back out on top, Woviotis. Goes back behind the net, loose ball. Florida Tech has it. Woviotis looking to penetrate. Now back behind the net. Ball knocked away. And we got a whistle. This is going to go against Florida Tech. Tampa will have the ball. And they'll look to clear it from their own end. Oh, wait a minute. We've got a reversal. It's going to be Florida Tech's ball. Well, the official must have changed their mind. So the Panthers have it again. They're down by 3. They want to try and get the first goal the second half, establish some momentum. Comes over to Dunn. Outside to Felstad. To Woviotis. Goes far right side. Out on top. Shiano's already got the hat trick. She has 3 of the 4 Panther goals. Trying to work her way in. She shoots and scores. Well, if there's a way, Sam Shiano's going to find it. I think she's done it just about in all her goals tonight. That is her 4th of the evening and her 32nd of the year. And she's literally keeping Florida Tech in this. It is now 7-5. 26:30 to go in regulation. Again, Shiano leads the team with 32 goals. She has a little ways to go to last year. Again, people might forget who followed this program. Shiano scored 52 goals last year. I mean, what a phenomenal year. And that was only good for third in the team because you had a player by the name of Sarah Grenier who had 69. Lauren Tybor didn't return to the team. She had 53. Then you had Shiano with 52, Townsend with 48, and Dunn with 38. So Shiano still has a ways to go. She has to get 20 more goals and about 5 more games. I mean, if anybody could do it, she can. If she has more multiple goal games, she could certainly be knocking on the door of 50 again. So 26:30 to go, and Florida Tech's cut it back to 2. And what's happening with the draw? It's going to be Tampa's ball. Some sort of violation, I guess, and here come the Spartans. So again, can the Panthers shut down the Spartans for a few minutes and get a little bit closer? Spartans have been very patient on their offense. I mean, they really haven't been in much of a hurry. They just look for an opening and look for a good quality shot. And we got a foul, Florida Tech, and this looks like the first free position shot for Tampa tonight. Again, Florida Tech's had 2 of those. They've scored on 1 of the 2. So Chloe Zador getting ready in goal. There's a shot, and it's now taken by Florida Tech. Loose ball at midfield. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Tampa's possession. All right, pass over the right side. Not a very good one. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Florida Tech ball. Tampa's passing has been pretty good tonight. That was not a very good pass. Here comes Townsend over the midfield line. Gives it a Dunn. So the Panthers bring it up. Ball on the far side of the field. Comes over to Woviotis. To O'Brien, but Woviotis overshot O'Brien out of bounds, and it'll be Tampa ball. That's a unforced turnover. So now the Spartans will have it. It'll go back to Sutter in goal. Goal being Sutter being pressured by Felstad. Say Felstad's got some good speed. Sutter, it's the last person you want to contend with. Felstad really getting in her face, as a good defender does. Ball loose. Spartans come back for some help. And they clear it. Bring it up near the midfield line. Spartans with it, charging in. There's a shot, and there's a goal. Again, we are high up, folks. It's going to be 12 unassisted. That's going to be Claire Swanson, and for Swanson, that'll be her 2nd of the game. In fact, she scored the first one, which was her 27th. Now she gets this one. It's her 28th. So Tampa back to an 8-5 lead. And that will be unassisted, 24-33 on the second half clock. So Swanson has 2 goals and Forrester has 2. for Tampa. So the Spartans, with their 8th goal, they now have a grand total of 184 goals for the year. Florida Tech has 5 goals tonight. They have 125. They've given up 122, so they're a +3 in the total goals department. All right, Tampa wins the draw. They're trying to restore what would be their 4th different 4-goal lead. Florida Tech trying to prevent that. Ball loose, and the Panthers pick it up. Heavy pressure by the Spartans. And we got a foul on Tampa. Again, the fouls were really low in the first half. Tampa had 4, and Florida Tech had 1. So the Panthers trying to clear it out of their own end. Comes back to Zador in the Panther goal. Zador not being pressured, and she's living a little dangerously, but no pressure, so she's just venturing farther and farther out. She connects with the pass, and then she drops back to her goal area. So here come the Panthers. They run it up on the far side. Goes back behind the net, over to Dunn. Dunn looking for a cutter inside. Instead, gets it back to Oviotis. Out on top. Panther player trying to charge in. Woviotis double teamed. Woviotis gets it back. And again, Tampa really staying with her nicely. And let's see, there's a shot. I think it might have hit the crossbar. Loose. About 10 yards in front of Sutter. Who's going to pick it up? Florida Tech has it back. I thought Tampa had it. Woviotis goes to Felstad. 83 seconds to shoot as they reset the 90-second clock. Comes back outside. With it is Dunn to O'Brien. O'Brien will drop back to Schiano. She was looking for a cutter, but nobody was there. Schiano rushing in. Gets clobbered. Knocked down. And I assume a foul was called. Well, a foul and a yellow card. So Florida Tech's going to be a woman up here for the second time in the game. We'll see if we can get the culprit. 21:48 remaining. Looked like that might have been a shot to the head. So 8-meter shot here for the Panthers. This is their 3rd free position attempt. And the officials appear to be sorting things out, getting players in the right spot, and here we go. There's a shot and a save by Sutter. No, well, no goal. I think it went in, but the officials waving it off. We're not sure why. So no goal. Thought Florida Tech had one there. That would have gotten rid of the woman up, but Florida Tech's still a woman up, but Tampa breaking out of their own end. Pass goes up ahead. Tampa now will slow things down, try and work on getting back to full strength. Goes back behind the net. Goes over the side. And in fact, looks like the penalty is over. So Florida Tech not able to capitalize on the woman up. So it's 8-5 in favor of Tampa. We got 20:50 to go in regulation. Tampa operating behind the Panther net. Spartans still have it. Loose. And picked up by the Panthers. Tampa with some heavy pressure. Florida Tech still has it. It's Zador about 15 yards in front of her goal. Pass up the field. Goes past one of the Panther players. Schiano, though, picks it up. So Schiano to Kaplan. Molly's been a little bit quiet tonight. Goes to Felstad. Outside Schiano. You would think at the halftime mark, Coach Gallagher of Tampa would have tried to design something defensively to prevent Schiano from, bullying her way in, which he's done on pretty much all her goals tonight. Panthers have 27 to shoot. Ball dropped. Townsend trying to hold on to it. Being pursued, and we got a foul, and this will go against the Spartans. This will not be an 8-meter shot, but Florida Tech will have it. They have 20 seconds to shoot. Comes out on top. Pass inside, loose, picked up by the Panthers. 5 to shoot. Panthers have to get a shot off here. 2 to shoot. And there's a shot. Didn't really make it on goal, and Tampa has it. So the Spartans bring it up to midfield. 18:30 to go. Tampa up 8-5. There's a shot and a goal.
33.
So 33 scores. That's Maggie Gladden. So Gladden picks up her second goal of the night. And for Gladden, that's her 24th of the year. Comes with 18:22 to go. And we have our first actual timeout. There was not a coach's timeout during that entire first half. I think Florida Tech called this one. With 18:22 remaining, it is Florida Tech trailing it to Tampa 9-5. Okay, Kosubinski, who is from Smithtown, New York. She picks up the assist. And let's see, Kosubinski, she has a goal tonight, also has an assist. So Kosubinski, 12 goals, and that assist she picked up is her 6th of the year. So timeout, Florida Tech. Again, 18:22 to go, and Florida Tech trailing it to Tampa 9-5. Want to thank our Golden Panther sponsors, Berman Hopkins, Wright, and Laham, Bisque Education. Also our thanks to Carrabba's Italian Grill, Frog Bones, Health First, Marco's Pizza. Our thanks to Meg O'Malley's along with Hemingway's. Also National Management Resources, Old School Pizza, Pepsi, Satcom Direct, Southern Janitors Appliance Service, also University Center Imaging, Medical Technology Transfer, and also our thanks to CarMax. Now, Tampa was picked in the preseason to finish 3rd in the conference. Florida Tech was picked to finish 5th. To no one's surprise, Florida Southern was picked first. Well, again, Florida Southern finds themselves in an unusual spot. I mean, they're in 4th place, and they're 0-1 in conference. Again, Rollins, St. Leo, and Tampa are all 1-0. So they're setting the pace in the conference. Again, Rollins, the number 2 team in the country, Tampa 6th, Florida Southern 8th, and St. Leo is 21st. St. Leo, by the way, a perfect 12-0. Rollins is 10-0. Not sure if Rollins is playing tonight in women's lacrosse, but again, that's Going to be Florida Tech's next game this Saturday up in Winter Park. So that'll be another stiff test. I'll tell you, the conference is it's getting a lot tougher. I mean, the last couple of years it's been mostly Florida Southern and Florida Tech, but everybody else seems to be catching up to the pack. All right, draw control at midfield. Again, 18:22 to go, and Tampa up 9-5. And again, Tampa, they win the draw. They've won a few more tonight than Florida Tech has. So again, this is the fourth different 4-goal lead that Tampa has had. I mean, Florida Tech, they'll get closer, and then Tampa pulls away. So Florida Tech really has to try and not allow a goal here. And Florida Tech takes it away right in front of their own net. And here come the Panthers. Still time, 17:45 to go, but again, a 4-goal deficit. Florida Tech has to run off a little bit of a spurt here and try and make this a little more interesting. Here comes Katrina. She is fouled at midfield, and she will continue on. Again, when a foul is called, usually you can just keep going. So Katrina gives it up for Townsend. Goes back behind the net. Now out in front. And it comes over to Kaplan. Now back outside. Schiano with it.
18.
Over to O'Brien. Back to Schiano. The two playing catch. Back to O'Brien. Back to Schiano. 29 on the shot clock. Again, Schiano trying to bull her way in. And trying to get a shot off. She's knocked down. They didn't call anything. Maybe she slipped. I'm not really sure. But here comes the outlet pass for the Spartans. They bring it up toward midfield. So the Spartans have it. You would think maybe they'd start using the clock, which, I mean, they've done a pretty good job tonight just passing the ball around, looking for a good opportunity. I mean, you would think 4-goal lead, 16:20 to go. Use the clock. Look for a good shot. That one is loose. The Spartans pick it up. They still have 55 seconds to shoot. Comes out on top. That looks like Kosubinski. Loose ball. And Tampa picks it up. Comes out on top. Kosubinski trying to work her way in. She falls down. But Tampa maintains the possession. There's a shot and a goal. I heard a whistle. Are they going to count it? Let's see. Looks like they will. Tampa is celebrating. And for Tampa, that's going to be their biggest lead of the night. It is 10-5. Okay, 13 scored for Tampa. That is Rachel Crawford, the senior out of Arnold, Maryland. That's the same hometown as Leah Dunn. Okay, Lizzie Pierpont's going to get the assist. She's a freshman out of Centennial, Colorado. So again, Crawford scores her second of the game. And again, Tampa with their biggest lead of the night, 10-5. So Florida Tech really has to go to work here. They have 15:20 to go. So we're about midway through the second half. And, 5-goal leads have been erased before, probably with 15:20 to go. But again, the question is not only can Florida Tech score, but can they put the clamps on the Spartans? Voviotis with a draw. And who's got it? Florida Tech picks it up. And who else? Schiano. So Schiano brings it up. Again, she's been pretty much the go-to person tonight. Panthers behind the net with it. Still 70 seconds to shoot. Out on top, Schiano. Over the side to Kaplan. Behind the net. Looks like that's done. So done with it. Trying to get away from a pursuer. 45 seconds to shoot. Now back to Dunn behind the net. Again, every time Florida Tech tries to cut toward the net, there is a Tampa defender there. They've really swallowed up the cutters. Here's Schiano trying to work her way in again. There's a pass, goes past the net. It's loose. And Florida Tech trying to pick it up. What do we got? That's going to be Tampa ball. So the Spartans have it with 13:50 to go. And again, a 5-goal lead. 10-5. Well, again, it's interesting. Tampa beat Florida Southern and lost to Rollins. So again, you kind of feel the changing of the conference a little bit. Florida Southern's still awfully good, but again, Tampa and Rollins have really improved their games this year, and the conference is anything but easy. Again, just a 7-team conference, not a full Sunshine State Conference played in women's lacrosse yet. Hopefully it will in the future. All right, Spartans still have it. They're definitely using the clock here. Goes back out on top. There's a pass inside. There's a shot. Goes wide. But Tampa will keep it. They still have 17 seconds to shoot. Comes out on top. There's a shot. And goes wide. Only 3 seconds to shoot for the Spartans. And the shot clock runs out. So pretty good defense there by Florida Tech, but on the other side of things, Tampa used up the entire shot clock, and again, the clock is their friend. So the Panthers have it, 12:17 to go, again down by 5. Again, if they can get 2 or 3 in a row in the next few minutes, that would give us a little more drama. Here's Woviotis, again out of Stonington, Connecticut. She is double teamed. Looked like she took a little shot to the body there, and a foul on Tampa. Woviotis gives it up. That looks like number 3, Caroline McLeod. Goes over the far side. 50 seconds to shoot. With it is Dunn. Dunn to McLeod. Pass inside, loose. And Sutter picks it up and got a foul on Florida Tech. So we're going to go the other way. So Sutter in goal. She's played a pretty solid game. Again, she's from Evergreen, Colorado, one of 4 Coloradans on this Tampa team. All right, Panthers pick up the loose ball. They're trying to work their way in. Comes outside to Felstad. Goes over the far side. Out on top to Dunn. Way across the field. Side of the net, Townsend. Felstad going for the net, but being closely guarded. Kaplan trying to work her way in. Comes back out. O'Brien. And she gets decked. And a yellow card on that. Let's see. Yeah, I think we got some yellow, yeah. So Tampa's going to be a woman down for the 3rd time in this game. The last thing that Tampa wants to do is give Florida Tech any hope here. Florida Tech really has to try and capitalize on this, but of course the problem is this might only be a 30-second penalty. We'll see if we can pick up who the culprit was. The officials still assessing things. Panthers this year have 13 woman-up goals. They've given up 4 of those. So the Panthers have it. This will be at least a 30-second penalty. Comes near side. Kaplan. Now back behind the net. Townsend. Lobbed out in front. Pass inside looking for Woviotis. Loose ball, and the Spartans pick it up. And the Spartans will probably be able to kill most of the rest of this penalty. They run it up the near side, going, applying some pressure on the ball handler. Spartans back it up. Again, they should be in no hurry. 9:38 to go. Again, up by 5. Good cause turnover there by Florida Tech. They bring it up. And that was, who else? Shiano. She's definitely the Panther star for tonight. And it looks like that penalty might be over. Tampa looks like they're back to full strength. Out in front. And who's got it? There's a shot, I think. Loose ball. Tampa has it. Panthers with some heavy pressure. I mean, they have to try and cause some turnovers here. They are running out of time. Spartans, though, still have it up near midfield. 8:40 to go. And for the Spartans, 68 seconds to shoot. So those Spartans have it. They send in some new players. And we got a whistle. Whistle on Florida Tech. This will be a free position shot for the Spartans. I think this is only their second of the night. And this game has been very unusual in the lack of free positions. Zador ready in goal. There's a shot. And goes wide. Comes all the way back to midfield. Let's see who's going to pick it up. Hot Potato gets the sour cream out. And Tampa's going to have it. Down to 7:50 to go. Comes back out on top. Goes back behind the net. Now over the side, and what do we have? Looks like a foul on Florida Tech. Let's see, it looks like this is going to be an 8-meter shot. Zador getting ready in goal. There's a shot. Zador trying to pick it up, and she does. Outlet pass to Woviotis. Lexi running it up, being pursued by a couple of Spartans. Woviotis dropped it. Tampa was hacking away at it. It's still loose. And Tampa has it. Spartans up over the midfield line. With it is Kosubinski. And we got another whistle. Must be a Tampa timeout. Tampa had possession of the ball, so the Spartans call the TO with 6:50 to go in the ball game. It is certainly looking good for Tampa to pick up their first ever win against Florida Tech, unless the Panthers can come alive in the last 6:50. It is 10-5 Tampa. Again, we got 6:50 to go in the game. Want to thank our Silver Panther sponsors, Baker Sporting Goods, also Boeing, Central Air, Cumulus Radio. In fact, I was just on the Mark Moses Show today. That is Cumulus Radio. Tune in to the Mark Moses Show from 3 to 6 every Monday through Friday for exhilarating sports talk. Also, our thanks to Domino's Pizza, the Durand Golf Club. Thanks to the two Hiltons, the Doubletree, which is off of A1A, the Rialto, which is more inland, right off of Babcock and Hibiscus, that area. Our thanks to Marriott Courtyard Residence Inn, and also thanks to my favorite sub place, Jersey Mike Subs. Remember, be a sub above. So again, Florida Tech will, assuming they're not going to be able to come back here, and again, 5 goals down, 6:50 to go. Going to be very tough. Again, things do not get any easier. Again, they go up to Winter Park to play Rollins Saturday evening. That's a 7:30 game. You can follow the game at FloridaTechSports.com with audio and video provided by Rollins. Again, we will reconvene here a week from tonight for Palm Beach Atlantic. That is the Sailfish. And then 10 days after that, St. Leo for the final home game of the year. So only 2 more home games after this one. And again, Florida Tech, they're going to be in a fight now to try and get at least 4th place in the conference. Again, looks like they're going to fall to 0-2. And again, when you play 6 conference games, that is tough to recover from. All right, Zador picks up the loose ball. She will venture out of her net. Tampa really hasn't pressured her at all tonight. Outlet to Katrina, back to Zador. And now Florida Tech bringing it up the far side of the field, right near the Tampa bench. And again, good forechecking here, to use a hockey term, by the Spartans. But now the Panthers able to race it up over the midfield line. Again, Tampa led at the half 7-4. So the Panthers have only 1 goal in this second half. They've been outscored 3-1. 45 seconds to shoot. Panthers don't want to use too much of that shot clock, being down by 5. Again, Dunn is out on top along with Kaplan. Sciano, though, with it. Goes back behind the net. Florida Tech will keep it. That's Katrina. Lobs it back out. Dunn. Dunn trying to penetrate. There's a shot and a goal. Dunn scores. So Leah Dunn with the goal. That's her first of the night. She also has an assist on the evening. That is her 27th of the year. So the Panthers cut it to 10-6, 5:13 to go. Well, again, can you score 4 goals in the final 5:13? But equally as important, can you shut down Tampa and at least get this maybe to overtime? I mean, Florida Tech might have a chance here. But they're going to have to work quickly. And again, Tampa, I wouldn't say they've dominated in the face-offs tonight or in the draws. But again, at the halftime mark, Tampa won 7 out of 12. So they've had a little bit of an edge here. Let's see if Woviotas can come up with a draw. Again, draws at this point of the game really important, especially when you're trailing. You know, if Tampa wins it, then they can run the clock. Again, a lot of it is quickness and the wrists. Ball goes high in the air. And loose ball. Who's got it? Still being fought for. Who do you think picks it up? Sammy Sciano. So the Panthers have it. They need a quickie here in the next minute or so. Goes over the far side. outside with it. 12? Oh, yeah, Woviotis. That's right. Woviotis with it. Shiano with it. Okay. Shiano being shut off. Tampa coming up with a way to prevent her from penetrating the way she has all evening. Woviotis, ball loose, and the Spartans pick it up. So the Spartans have done a pretty good job in causing turnovers. Go all the way to the other end. We've got 4:05 to go. Again, Florida Tech trailing at 10-6. There's a shot and a save by Zador. Nice looking save there. Outlet pass. Comes up to midfield. And with it is Felstad. And again, Tampa, good job tonight in getting back quickly in transition. 65 seconds to shoot. Again, 3:35 to go. Florida Tech needs a quick goal here. Comes outside. Ball dropped, regained. Goes back behind the net. Now out on top. Shiano gives to Dunn. 30 to shoot. Dunn with a shot and a save by Sutter. And here come the Spartans, 2:55 to go. So again, I would imagine the Spartans here will be conservative in their passing, trying to use up the clock. They still have 70 seconds to shoot. There's only 2:37 left in the game. Now the Spartans spread the offense a little bit, trying to play keep away. Goes back behind the net. Spartans still with it. We have exactly 2 minutes to go. Comes back out on top. Back behind the net. And there's a shot and a save by Zador. 1:35 to go. You know, if it was a 1 or 2 goal game, Florida Tech would have a chance here. But again, they're down by 4. 1:25 to go, and Zador venturing out of her net. Here comes some pressure, and she gets knocked down. Thanks a lot. As the ball goes out of bounds. And no penalty called. All right, here come the Panthers. 1:10 to go. Now we have exactly 1 minute to go. O'Brien. There's a pass. There's a shot. And deflected. And picked up by Sutter. Well, that'll about do it. 45 seconds to go. And for the Tampa Spartans, that's going to be a happy bus ride back to Tampa. Again, a program first for them. They finally beat Florida Tech in their 6th year of existence. Again, they are 1 year ahead of Florida Tech as far as time in the program. And there's a shot and a goal. Little gravy on the mashed potatoes. 33? So 33 with a goal. That's Maggie Gladden. The assist is going to go to Claire Swanson. Those two have had a very good game for Tampa. So for Gladden, that's her. Well, Gladden just picked up the hat trick. She now has 25 goals. And again, Swanson with the assist. So only 25.5 on the clock. So unfortunately, we got an injury. And that's a Florida Tech player that's down. And that is not good. It kind of epitomizes the frustrations of the evening. Again, Florida Tech, they never led. And they never really tied it up. I think they got to within one once. But again, the common deficit tonight was 4. Tampa was out by 4 on about 4 different occasions. Now they got their biggest lead. Once again, a 5-goal lead. So the Panther player on the field being checked on, 25.5 to go. Not quite sure what happened. That might be Woviotis. Is that 12?
It's not 12.
Oh, okay. Oh, 12 was in the area, I think. Okay, it's somebody else. And hopefully the Panther player will be okay. So we're going to have one more draw. And then this game will be history. So the players slowly working their way to the draw circle. I'll tell you what, this Tampa team is good. They're going to improve to 9-2. Again, they're number 6 in the country according to the latest poll. This will certainly help them move up. And again, they're going to be off a whole week after Florida Tech plays Rollins on Saturday. Tampa is going to play Rollins a week from today. Shiano? Shiano was shaken up a little bit. Boy, what a game she's played. That's certainly one player Florida Tech doesn't want to lose. All right, the draw is won by Tampa, and they can run out the rest of this clock. They charge up the field, 15 seconds ago. Down to 10 seconds. They drop it back. And that will do it. So a disappointing loss for Florida Tech. Again, Tampa, a big milestone for their program as they charge out of the field to greet their goalkeeper, Sutter. And the Spartans win it by the score of 11-6. So, again, Tampa, they improved to 9-2 overall. They are 2-0 in the conference. Again, they were sharing first place with Rollins and St. Leo, so they'll have at least a share of first place after tonight. And Florida Tech in a big hole. They're now 0-2, so any hopes of making the postseason, I mean, Florida Tech really cannot afford another loss. Again, the goal is now to get to 4th place. Again, the top 4 teams make the conference tournament, where 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3. Florida Tech has been accustomed to being in the number 2 hole and squaring off with Florida Southern usually, but I don't think that's going to be the case this year. It's going to be a different look in the Sunshine State Conference in women's lacrosse. So again, the star for Florida Tech, clearly Sammy Shiano, as she scored 4 goals tonight, so she had 4 of the 6 Panther goals. All right, I'm J.C. Meyerholtz. Hope you enjoyed the game despite the Panther loss, as both teams shake hands on the far side of the field. So Florida Tech will try to regroup. They'll have a couple days off, and again, they travel up to Winter Park to play Rollins on Saturday. Again, if you can't make it up there to support the Panthers in person, again, FloridaTechSports.com, and click on the Watch Live. And again, Rollins will have their broadcast, and you can watch the game. In the meantime, we'll be back with you a week from tonight for Palm Beach Atlantic. That'll be the next to last home game of the year. So we'll talk to you again. We'll talk to you then. I'm J.C. Meyerholtz. Thanks for tuning in. Again, Tampa wins it 11-6, and we bid you a very pleasant good evening from FloridaTechSports.com. Good night.